Hello, my fellow Kajabians. I'm popping in here today because I want to talk to you about Kajabi and looking good. Well, in particular, your sites. Oh, hang on, wait. Okay, just wait. Give me 2 seconds. We need to fix something. Okay, I'm back and now we're good. Let's continue. Now, I am not here to give you a makeup lesson. That's not what this is about. What this is about is to teach you a couple little things to say, you know what? Yeah, you can turn up. You can put out your normal product theme or template theme that you've gotten from Kajabi and you're using it, and you're going to be able to function. You're going to be able to put a course out exactly like I was able to come out here and get on video and talk to you without doing what I just did. But the thing is, I am trying to build a brand. I have certain colors. I like people to know who I am, what I do, and they recognize me because of the colors or because of the branding or because I'm a bit silly or what, for whatever reason. There's always something that we get noticed for, and that's what we're known for. So you don't want to just use the stock standard if you have the opportunity to actually glam things up or put on your little bit of lipstick or do your hair. And that's what Kajabi product themes and templates are all about. If we can spruce them up a little bit to suit your theme, your branding, your personality, well, then that's going to shine through to the students that are going through your courses or your memberships, and they're going to enjoy the experience a lot more because they feel at home. They're welcomed into your product or your membership, and it's a direct reflection of you. They feel like they belong. They are in the right spot. Everything is congruent. So let's have a look how we could brand or color up a typical Kajabi product theme. Now, currently we are looking at the momentum theme, and this is stock standard, what you get when you open up Momentum and you go into the customize area, which is what we're about to go into next. I want to show you a couple of little things that you can do to get rid of Kajabi's blue. So this is actually a live training course that I have. And if I turn on the Momentum theme, I load it up, this is exactly how the dashboard area is going to look. Regardless of how I've set up the actual product posts or lessons, this is what someone sees when they first land into the Momentum theme on the course that I've created. So, and this is the same with everything that we create a product theme in Kajabi. If there's a dashboard or a welcome area, those areas don't carry across, nor does the branding. So we have to actually go in and do the branding and set our colors and put our special images and things in, or any links that we want to have. We have to put those in every time we want to swap over a theme or test out to see what it looks like. So I'm going to quickly show you how we could change this up a little bit. So this is what Momentum looks like. So when you get in here, it's going to have your avatar. It's going to have this messaging, welcome back. It's going to tell me how much I've completed, like where I'm up to in the course. It's going to have a button that says resume course, or if I hadn't actually started the course, it would say start course. So ideally it's designed for a course. It's not really set up for something that you could use for a membership or anything other than a course, because you're always going to see this percentage of complete, and it's always going to have a big button at the very top of the banner area. So what do the categories look like if we click onto this, and hopefully this comes across. We haven't actually done anything. Okay, so it just shows the categories as we would normally, and then it's going to have announcements as well. So if we have a look for announcements, okay, so it's pretty stock standard. There's not a lot to it, but how would we go about fancying this up? And this is what I wanted to show you. So right now we're going to dive over into the customize area. So you need to go into your customize area. Now, how do we get into that? So you're going to go to products. And when you get into the product that you're actually working on, you'll see down below you have like various different themes. So we're currently working on the plain momentum one. Yes, I've got a whole lot of other ones in there, but for now we want to play with the momentum theme. So we're going to click on customize. And then we're going into the customize area. I apologize if my computer is going so slow. And what we're going to do when we're going to get in here, I'm going to put this on fast speed so that we don't waste any time. And you'll be able to see how I go about glamming up this particular theme, just using the stock standard theme that Kajabi give us. I want to show you things that you can actually do with what you have, and then we'll look at maybe how we could really put it on steroids by using a custom theme. Okay, so I'm going to dive in now. Just follow along. You'll be able to see what I'm doing. It's really just about changing the areas that I know that I can change up. So you can see that with a few little minor changes to the actual momentum theme, we can get it pretty close to what we want with our branding colors. Now, it's fine the way it is. It's perfectly doable. My only issue with the theme the way it is when you start to have a lot of lessons in here, which many of us have, this sidebar down the left-hand side can get pretty out of control, and not to mention really overwhelming for students when they're in here and they're looking at that on the side and seeing all the lessons that they still need to do. So one of the things that we really wanted to be able to have down there was an accordion or a drop-down style menu that actually hid all of the individual posts. Now, whilst the momentum theme itself, without any custom coding, does let you actually turn all of the posts off, so the only thing that we'll have down here is the actual categories, but you can't ever look at the sidebar again and look and see what lessons are actually down there. Every time you want to look, you have to click onto the categories and then click into a lesson that way. So the other idea to this is that we're trying to eliminate the amount of clicks that someone has to constantly make to move around your membership or your course, because that can also get really annoying for people. So what I wanted to show you was the difference between this is a normal momentum theme without us doing anything to it, and then this is what a customized momentum theme looks like. Now the main difference is we're able to actually have imagery. So we have a beautiful banner that now can sit at the top of our dashboard. It sits at the top of your categories, your announcements, when you search for something. So the banner and your theming, and you can put whatever you want in there as an image, stays at the top, always front of mind, which is great. What we've also done is we've added in a little extra styling so that you can clearly see these are folders, and within the folder these are the lessons. We've also put, like I said, some extra lines and styling in here, and we've really kind of snazzed up the color area a little bit with some extra things that you can do. So if I was to show you in the back what I'm talking about, so what we can now do is we can actually put this into an accordion style menu, which means we can, let's do this, if we drop all these up, okay, so we can now hide our menu. So our students can actually open these up and clearly see what lessons are in each category without having to click on categories and then go into a lesson and then come back to the sidebar. So the sidebar, this is why we like this theme, is it's always front of mind. It's always there on the left hand side. No one is ever getting lost. There's just a matter of clicking on each of the categories, opening it up and seeing what lesson you'd like to click on next. So that is one part of the customization, as well as the ability to have an image or a banner. So another thing that we did, which I know, like, I've really liked, and some of my clients have really liked as well, is we want to be able to also use this theme for memberships, not just courses. And as I pointed out to you on the standard one, which was over here, we are unable to get rid of this, the 46% complete and the resume, and all the areas that you'll find as you're moving through the normal momentum one. We can't get rid of course progress. So in this updated custom theme, we can now do that. So we have here where we say show hide progress, which means you won't see any progress throughout this particular theme that would indicate you're doing a course and that you have to tick off things and move through them, and there's a certain percentage that you need to complete. So let's have a look at what it looks like. We're just going to have a look because we've actually now used the expanded accordion menu style theme. But as we can see here, we're able to click on each of these, pop into it. It takes us into our lesson, and it not only takes us into the lesson, but it keeps the particular category that we're working on open, as well as highlight the theme. Highlight the actual post or lesson that we're on. So we clearly see as students or members where we're up to. So we're able to then click on each of these, click on any post. It clearly then opens up on the left hand side, and like I said, we always know where we are. So this is just one of the things that we've done to try and give the user a little bit better experience in terms of minimizing the time they spend looking for things. So the menu is always available, as well as dressing it up a little bit more and giving you extra options for your styling. So there you have it, guys. Whilst it wasn't a lesson about how to put your makeup on, it was a little bit of a lesson on making things look good, and in particular, and making them look good in Kajabi. Why do I care so much? You know what? I'm going to tell you a little story of something that happened to me when I was in grade 9 in high school. I was a very neat writer. So my handwriting, yes, going back to the dinosaur days, my handwriting was very, very neat. And I remember getting back an English assessment from my English teacher at the time, and there was a guy that was in my class who was super, super intelligent. And I remember him having a go at the teacher once we'd been given these assessment back and all the marks had come in. And he wanted to know why I got a better mark, a higher mark than him. So the mark that I got for this in particular English assessment that I did was 22 out of 20. So it's not even possible. And he was upset and wanted to know why he only got 19 out of 20 when clearly he was the more of the intellectual of the two of us. And I'll never forget the words my teacher said to me. And this was a very, very valuable lesson. She said, whilst you were probably both equal in terms of the content and clearly you knew the subject matter, Penny presented her work in such a way that it was enjoyable for me to read. And she said, I'm a teacher. We go home of an evening. We have so many different things that we need to mark. And she goes, if you are going to make my life easy by putting beautiful writing, beautiful pictures, having everything spelt correctly, and laid out in a way that my brain can go, oh, wow, this is a joy to read, I'm going to give you more marks. And that has stuck with me ever since, because I thought, you know what, she's onto something. The more our brains, the harder our brains have to work to digest information, look at something, the easier it is for our brains to switch off and not engage. So it is actually really important. I know you're going to hear a lot of people say, oh, ugly sells, or ugly doesn't matter. Sorry, beautiful doesn't matter. Well, I'm here to tell you, I actually think it's different. I think depending on your customers and the type of students or people that you're attracting to your courses, I think it does matter. And I'm going to say to you, you know, I have been lucky enough to work for the likes of Denise, and I'll show you we're on Denise's site now. Denise DT. I have worked with Jenna Ward. I have been lucky enough to work with the girls from Veranda House and also Chris Carr's team. And every single one of these women or every single one of these particular businesses has spent money on making their sites look beautiful. And yes, they're actually all now using Kajabi. Some have actually been migrated over from other platforms and they've all come and joined Kajabi. But they weren't prepared to use the stock standard because they knew their branding needed to be that little bit extra for their members and their students. So they were happy to look at getting, I guess a little bit fancier templates, and particularly really work around their colors and their branding and get their imagery spot on. So definitely, whilst you are able to use the stock standard of what you can get out of the box of Kajabi, like if you want to dive in and use Premier theme or Momentum theme or any of the themes that you have already set up for you, you totally can. And you can get a course up and out in no time at all. But if you want that wow factor, then yeah, you're probably going to have to look at custom templates or themes. And lucky for you, there's a handful of us in the Kajabi group that are now doing this. So today's training was really just to point it out. Yes, it doesn't have to be beautiful, but you know what? Sometimes it's just better if it is. I'm leaving you on that note. Have a great day in your part of the world, and I hope to see you soon.